If it's needed, never leave it. If that turned around, I'd read the special dirty things that we used to talk about. I mean that loving you is straight.
Hello, welcome to Psychosin project. Today, as a bit of a change to my usual Xbox 360 game reviews, I'm going to be doing a review of a film that came out in 2009 called Splice. It's starring Adrian Brody as basically the main star. Splice is what you would call a pure sci-fi film. Now, what I mean by that is it's not an action film as such, it's not a horror film, although the adverts seem to advertise it like a kind of sci-fi horror. It really isn't. It's quite removed from horror, apart from near the end where there's about 5 minutes of what could be called action stroke horror. The rest of it is pure science fiction. Story, as it is basically Adrian Brody plays a scientist who is also married to another scientist. And what they're trying to do is they work for a company that is trying to create basically animals of some kind that contain, not animals, sorry, life forms, that contain a protein stream that can be used by mankind to cure several different types of diseases. Now they succeed in this, but there's a few problems with the first ones. So Adrian Brody and his wife come up with this idea of trying to merge the DNA of these life forms they've already made with animals to see if that could help solve the problem of keeping these creatures alive long enough to actually extract the protein from them. While doing this, they find a way to actually splice these the animal DNA and the human sort of DNA that the life forms were constructed from. When they do this, they come across a bit of a moral dilemma. Do they add human DNA and let this grow, or do they just file their reports and destroy their work? His wife then takes control of the life form they have created, where they had successfully basically spliced the DNA together, and puts adds human DNA, and then they put it into, and this is one of the strangest parts of the films, what they have in their lab is basically in a bit of a sealed environment, in what can only be described as a standalone uterus. It's really bizarre, but you just sort of just go along with it, otherwise you'll end up wondering why this happens and this happens in this film. Anyway, the uterus kind of gives birth and the new creature is born, and the rest of the film is basically these two scientists trying to keep their discovery and their invention, as it were, that they nicknamed Dren, away from the company they work for, who would most likely want to kill and dissect it and extract all the stuff from it, to, yes, kind of further mankind, but at the same time the fact that they would be killing a life form that is essentially half human is part of the moral dilemma. So they take Dren away to their own place, which is owned by the wife of Adrian Brody's character in this, and they keep Dren there. And mainly the basis of the film is seeing Dren's sort of growth and improvement, and how she changes and starts learning all this. It's hard to describe. I mean, I'll probably make it sound a lot more boring than it actually is. It's also a bit of a study into the like human dilemmas and moral choices that scientists may have to come up with should they decide to ever actually clone a human and stuff. It's also most of the focus is on the relationship between Adrian Brody and his wife in the film. I keep calling her his wife, mainly because I can't remember what the name of the actress is who plays her. I haven't actually seen her in anything else. I don't know why. She is actually a very good actress and proves herself in this to be that way. But it's mainly centred around Dren, Adrian Brody's character, and his wife's character, and this sort of what becomes a bit of a romantic triangle, as strange as that sounds. Now, the tough part for me is because of the advertising. When I first saw it advertised, and I'm sure many of you may have seen it advertised, last year. They seem to advertise it as some kind of horror, so I was waiting for like all the first bits to be done, then something to go wrong, and all hell break loose and some kind of slight kind of alien rip-off, but even more horrific. That doesn't happen. They marketed this wrong, really, because it will probably attract the a horror crowd due to that advert more than the crowd it's actually intended for. This is a bit of a thinker's film, really. It's very slow, and it's roughly about 2 hours long, possibly a bit shorter than that, but it felt about 2 hours long. And it's a lot of talking. We aren't talking Quentin Tarantino film level of talking, but there is a lot of talking in this film, and a lot of discussing about the dilemmas and all this, and then it all sort of comes to a head at the end. I'm not going to say what that is, don't want to spoil it for you. The big question is, was it a good film? Now this is a question that I've been trying to answer to myself since I watched it a few nights ago. Yes it is, but at the same time, because it hasn't got an overall sort of arching focus to the story, it does seem that at some parts it drags a bit, and therefore I can't say it's a film that I would probably watch more than once. However, I will say if you want something that's different, check it out, at least rent it or wait for it to come on TV or Sky or whatever. Check it out and give it a go. It's, as I say, it's pure sci-fi. It's not really, there's not really action or horror or anything like that in it. But again, Adrian Brody in this, after becoming the full-on action star and doing it, I have to say, extremely well in Predators. He's proving himself again in this film to be probably one of the best actors we have. Best newer actors, I say. I know he's been doing films for a while now, but of the new breed of actors, he's probably one of the best. Again, proves himself in this. You can totally believe he's a scientist. He plays a very convincing nerd, geeky type, but not over the top. He sort of underplays it just right. So that's Splice for you. So yeah, as you may have noticed, as I put on the messaging, not message board, sorry, the messenger on the site, which is www.psychosinproject.com. If you haven't added or haven't joined us already, come check us out. There's more videos on there, because there's some videos I haven't been able to put on my YouTube channel. If you are watching this on YouTube, due to them being too long or music copyright issues. You know how it is with YouTube if you've uploaded videos yourself. But yeah, come along and join, see the other videos as well. But yes, this week I'm going to be doing at least one video a day. It might be more, but I'm going to get at least one video edited, done, of one thing reviewed. This will include games, movies, and music. Because I have done a lot of games recently. Now I've got to start hitting the films and the music. Need to get some reviews of that up. Also, if you'd like to become part of the Psychosin project, like another reviewer, either written reviewer or a video reviewer, just drop us a line, get to the website, you see a contact us button on the side, click on that, send me an email, and I'll sort something out with you. But yes, I've been Psychosin. This was my review of Splice. I hope you've enjoyed it. There's more to come, including what is probably the grand finale, where I will basically be causing pain to myself by playing what has been voted one of the worst Xbox 360 games, possibly one of the worst games ever made. So keep watching the reviews and you'll get to see that on Sunday. Anyway, again, hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.